With the demise of my failed grain mill project that I've given up on for now, I realized I had built what is effectively a lathe headstock, though I think actual lathe spindles use tapered roller bearings. Whatever, close enough. I figured I'd try to turn it into a lathe, as I had this extra 3-jaw chuck lying around from a fixture I trash-picked from my old work when it closed. All I had to do to attach this on was to machine an adapter plate to fit inside of the tube of my grain mill spindle, and that would bolt onto the 3-jaw chuck. Conveniently, I used one of the grinding discs from the grain mill to build this adapter plate, since half of the work was already done. Here's a picture of the chuck, the original adapter plate from the fixture, and the grinding disc I made the new adapter plate from. By a gigantic stroke of coincidence, the bolt circle diameter on the 3-jaw chuck was exactly the same as the one I made on my grain mill. The problem was, the grain mill had 4 holes, and the chuck had 3. I managed to make this work by drilling an extra 2 holes to mount the plate onto the chuck, using the 3rd hole to stick a piece of threaded rod through with a coupling nut on the end, and that way I could still use 4 bolts for attaching the spindle onto the adapter plate. It all ended up working out. And here you can see the chuck mounted on the grain mill. I had to face off some material from my bearing plate to prevent the chuck from rubbing on it, and this piece is important to prevent metal chips from getting stuck in the bearings. Now, what are we going to do about the rest of the lathe parts? As it happened, I bought this drill press at a garage sale last year, and it came with one of those XY positioning tables. This seemed like the perfect thing to use for the lathe ways. All I had to do was just take the table part off and replace it with a tool post. I machined the tool post out of a rectangular block of metal. The original table was held on with this round circular dovetail thing, so I machined an identical bore into the tool post, and it had 2 set screws pushing on angled dowels to tighten onto the dovetail, which I replicated. I measured from center line of the spindle to the bottom, and machined a slot for putting a 1/2-inch lathe tool in that would put the tool on center line. And lastly, some set screw holes to hold the tool bit on. Of course, this setup is going to be pretty limited because you won't be able to cut a taper unless you rotate the entire thing. And for now, there is no tailstock. I was going to show how this went on, but it's actually stuck now that those wedge things are stuck at the bottom of the hole. So you'll just have to use your imagination. So I tested this all out by C-clamping it onto a piece of metal, and tried some test cuts. Of course, since everything is just C-clamped down, I knew I wouldn't be able to take a very substantial cut. But this is just the proof of concept. By the way, I made the chuck key out of an old vise lead screw that I broke the vise from, and just grinded a 5/16 square on the end. Here I'm spinning the flywheel by hand, which is probably not the safest idea since the gaps in the flywheel pose a pinch hazard. But if I do get this thing up and running, I'm gonna get a motor for it. Look at me now, I'm making lathe chips. Let's try turning the OD. We can't just face stuff all day. And here's how to adjust the tool post angle with those 2 set screws that push on angled dowel pins, that in turn push on that round dovetail. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if everything was bolted down, it would be actually cutting more better. But hey, it works. So there you go, mill XY table turned lathe bedways plus tool post plus grain mill turned lathe headstock with a big flywheel on it from an air compressor that I took apart, with the chuck from the thing that I trash picked from my old work. Lathe chip, baby.